Today's lesson is on hitting high forehands and high backhands. I find that some of my students have problems with this shot, and it's all about trust. Trust in what? In your ability to use spin to bring the ball back down. Because what happens with many players, when they get a high ball up around shoulder height or even higher, they think they have to bring the ball down. You know, they raise the hitting shoulder and they're trying to hit down on this shot. And that's not what you want to do. You want to learn how to use your topspin to swing up on the ball and let the spin bring the ball down. So the first thing you have to consider is your grip. Now, if you have, a continental grip, which would be a hammer grip, or even an Eastern grip, where the index knuckle right there and the heel pad are on this flat surface on the side, okay, that's an Eastern grip. You're going to have to, with an Eastern grip, really push the palm of the hand down so the racket is closed. That will enable you to swing up and the racket will not be open, okay? Because when the racket's closed at the low point, as you swing up, it naturally becomes vertical. However, many times I'll ask my students to turn their grip a little bit more. You have to tweak the grip sometimes just a little. So if I had an Eastern grip there, I'm on number 3, and I said, okay, let's turn the grip a little more. And sometimes my students will go, okay, and they turn it this way. No, you don't want to turn that way. You want to turn it this way. Okay, so now my index knuckle and the heel pad are on number 4, okay, on that little bevel underneath here. So that helps close up the racket face automatically. You can call this the frying pan grip if you like. Some of the best forehands that I've ever... Wow, it's windy today. Some of the best forehands ever. Agassi, Lendl, Borg, the frying pan grip, all right? You're on number 4. So with that grip, the racket's automatically closed, and as you swing up, the racket is not going to be open. It should be vertical, moving from low to high. So what you want to do there is get used to this feeling of swinging up on that high ball. You don't want to do the opposite where you're raising this part, your hitting shoulder, and trying to swing down. You want to get down and swing up, okay? That's where the trust comes in. Swinging up, you have to trust that your racket's going to be vertical, it's not going to be open, and it's moving from low to high, okay? And that's going to impart that forward spin to the ball. That's all topspin is. You make the ball spin forward. The beauty of it is you can aim, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 feet higher sometimes over the net if you have enough spin, and the spin creates air pressure on top of the ball. So it's always pushing the ball back down. Okay, so this is what you have to work on, swinging up. So remember, you may have to tweak the grip a little, turn the grip a little more to close the racket face, go maybe to a frying pan grip, learn to drop the hitting shoulder, get down. You're going to see that ball up there at shoulder height or even higher. You could hit the ball even higher. Now, when you make your contact, you want the racket going up and forward. Okay, now once you hit, let's say my contact point was here. Now I'm going to drive through. Once I get through the shot, then I'm going to windshield wiper and catch the racket over here. But you've got to hit through it as well, because you have to compress the ball. So you're getting spin and ball compression, equal parts of both, so that you're going to get nice depth on your shot, good height on your shot, and your shot will land deep. Now, if you know your opponent is not coming in, you can hit the ball high and hard. Just hit it deep. Then they're going to be dealing with a high ball, okay? So now, if you notice through your peripheral vision that your opponent is sneaking in, then you're going to have to aim lower, you know, over the net, so that the ball will be dipping at their feet as they're coming in. So let me demo this shot and I'll show you some of the fine points. Okay, the first thing you can do just to start off, just go out to the court, drop a ball, you know, throw the ball up so that it bounces up nice and high. Okay, you see how that ball came up to right here. All right, now I want to hit the ball there. Get used to swinging up. Remember, when you're out practicing, do not be afraid of making mistakes. Experiment. That's how you're going to get better. Okay, so I'm going to just drop the ball, and then I'm going up. Okay, see how that spin brings it back down. There, if my opponent was coming in, I hit the ball at his feet. Okay, this time I'm going to go deep. There we go. Let me get the ball up a little higher. There it is. Backhand, same thing. You want to get down and come up. Okay, let's take a look here in slow motion. Now watch, when I realize, you know, I'm going to be hitting a high ball, I'm getting my racket down, my knees are bent, I'm looking up at the ball, my rear shoulder is not raised, my rear shoulder is down. Now from here, I'm going to explode up with my legs. My legs are lifting, lifting, lifting. And I'm aiming safely over the net. Okay, so that's the idea. Okay, again in slow motion. I see the ball is relatively high. It's got top spin, so it's going to bounce up high. So I know I'm going to make contact with a high ball there. So I've got my knees bent. I'm looking up at the ball. This is a very high ball for a one-handed backhand. Now I'm coming up, lifting with the legs. There's the contact. I'm brushing the ball at this point, getting that top spin to bring it back down. Okay, here's slow motion on the forehand side. I see that high bouncer coming. It's going to be up around shoulder height. So I'm probing with my feet, getting my feet set up so I can hit it about shoulder height or higher. Okay, I'm looking up at the ball. The knees are bent. Notice how low the racket is. My rear shoulder is lower. Coming up, contact point, above shoulder height. But look at my legs, they've straightened out, they've been lifting as I'm swinging forward into that shot. Okay, another forehand. This one I actually hit off the back foot. Notice how low I am looking up at the high ball. Now when I make contact on the back foot, okay, you're going to have to use that technique sometimes on these high bouncing shots. Okay, one more on the backhand. I see the ball's is bouncing high, probing with the feet, trying to get the feet set up. Okay, so you can see how high that ball is there. I'm down, the knees are bent, rear shoulder is lower. Now I'm lifting, lifting, lifting. Now the key is when you're lifting, you want to be in sync with your racket. As your racket's going up, your legs should be lifting. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. Remember, your ability to be able to hit those high forehands and backhands up at shoulder height or even slightly higher is going to be a matter of trusting in your ability to be vertical at contact, moving from low to high to impart that topspin. You can swing up, and you have to swing fast actually on this shot because a lot of your energy is going into spin. So you may have to make a little tweak on the grip. So do that and experiment. The backhand is the same as the forehand. You may have to turn the grip a little more on the backhand, whether you're using one hand or two. But you've got to get used to swinging up. So you're down here and you're looking up at that ball and you're swinging up as fast as you can, driving through and then coming across. So please subscribe to the channel, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, hit that notification bell so you're notified anytime I put up another video. All the best to your success in really hitting those high backhands and forehands. Take care.